Ethereum ready for $3,000? In today's video, we will be discussing the Ethereum against USDT chart, but we will also be going over the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart because I think that Ethereum is ready to outperform Bitcoin. I will give you guys my targets. I will give you guys potential trading ideas in today's video. When we look at the USDT pair of Ethereum, we can see that we have a beautiful range over here with a range high over here and a range low over here with these two pivots. Now, many people were looking at the range high as this entire area over here, right? So they were looking at all of these rejections and they were thinking that this entire area was the range high. Now, I personally think that you should look for a level instead of an area. And I think that this is the level. Why? Because this level is the end of this impulsive structure towards the upside. Then we have the first pivot over here with this smaller impulsive structure. And then the first correctional wave ends over here exactly where also the smaller impulse started as well. And that gives us three different pivots. Now, sometimes I'm doubting which exact high I should use for the range high, right? Because you can also say that maybe we should use this high, or this high. Now, in this case, you can simply adjust the range high and see how the mid-range is getting respected when you use different highs. And what is interesting when we use this high over here is that the mid-range over here was getting respected in an extremely clean manner. And that is giving me the confluence to think that this is the exact range high. Also, look how the price found resistance once and twice over here exactly at the range high level, and then afterwards we saw this breakout over here. Now we know that as long as the price holds above the range high, it should expand higher, and our buy side liquidity targets on the lower time frame are these two highs over here. So the first reason why I'm bullish is that we saw two sweeps of the range low, number one and number two. Then afterwards we saw a push above the range high, but it failed. Then we went back inside of the range. We managed to reclaim the mid-range over here and over here. And after that reclaim of the mid-range, we test the range high and we broke out. So currently, as long as the Ethereum price holds above the range high on the USDT pair, it should expand higher towards low time frame buy side liquidity targets. Now also, we can look at this range as very choppy, and it's typical wave 4 behavior before another impulse might start. So the USDT pair is definitely looking very interesting. After this reaccumulation area, it could potentially expand higher. Now, on a higher time frame, there's something very interesting going on, in which that gives me extra confluence that I think that Ethereum could be ready for $3,000. Because when we look at the previous bull market range, in which we have the range high over here after this impulse ended, we have the range low over here with pivot 1, pivot 2, and pivot 3, pivot 4, right? And look how the previous range low got respected as resistance and support over here. Now we got back inside of this range, correct? Then we tested the quarterly level, we found resistance over here. All right, we deviate above the quarterly level, we deviate back below the quarterly level, and now we are currently reclaiming this pivotal quarterly level that was previous resistance. Right? Also look how the quarterly level is providing support and resistance over here in the past, definitely a pivotal level. Now we know that after a deviation of the range low, technically speaking, the next target should be the mid-range and the range high, correct? Now, currently we got a second deviation of the range low after the first reclaim, and we reclaimed it once again. Now, like I said, technically speaking, the target should be the mid-range, and look where the mid-range exactly is, around $3,000. So if we keep looking at this mid-range and we go onto the daily time frame and we identify if we have a liquidity pool around the mid-range, because that is always very important, right? You can only trade ranges and target the mid-range and the range high after a deviation of the range low, as long as there are important liquidity pools around the mid-range or around the range high. If there's no liquidity pool, there's no target, because price is always drawn towards liquidity. Now, but what we can currently see on Ethereum is that if we zoom into this previous price section, is that we have a low probability order block exactly over here, this supply area, this low probability supply area / order block, whatever you want to call it, that led towards this impulsive structure to the downside. I believe it was during the Luna crash. And the top of this low probability order block, aka the buy side liquidity, aligns exactly beneath that mid-range level. So we have a huge liquidity pool that aligns exactly beneath the mid-range. So my target for Ethereum is around $3,000, around $2,965 is the most important buy-sell liquidity target for the USDT pair. Now the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart might be even more interesting because what we can currently see on this chart is a potential high time frame 3-drive pattern, and it's a valid 3-drive pattern. Why? Because both dives, right? So dive number 1 over here and dive number 2 have swept important liquidity. Now, why is this important liquidity beneath these lows? Because after we form this low over here, we get a fake break of structure. And what happens because of this fake break of structure? People open up breakout longs or pullback longs, right? And where are these people going to put their stops? Exactly beneath this low. So it becomes an important liquidity pool. We mitigate the liquidity pool, we push up once again. Fake break of structure. What happens after a fake break of structure? People are induced into opening up breakout longs or pullback longs. Where are they going to put their stops? Beneath this low. Once again, a very important liquidity pool. Look how we swept into the liquidity pool, and after we swept in towards that liquidity pool, we form this hammer candlestick, aka this bullish order block. Why is this a high probability order block? First of all, because the order block sweeps important sell-side liquidity. Second of all, because above the bullish order block, we have this bullish fair value gap on the same time frame, right? Which is a very, very important confirmation. And also this order block initiated an impulse that shifted structure over here on the 3-day and daily time frame. The only thing that is missing around this order block is a valid inducement. But if we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see that currently, as we speak, Ethereum against Bitcoin is sweeping extremely important sell-side liquidity close to that bullish order block, right? Why is this important sell-side liquidity? Because of this fake break of structure that induces people into opening up once again breakout longs or pullback longs. Where are they going to put their stops? They're going to put their stops beneath this low. So it becomes an important liquidity pool. Now we know that after such a clean low time frame and high time frame sweep of sell-side liquidity, that was being followed by an impulsive structure towards the upside that shifted structure on the daily time frame, that a potential 5-wave impulsive structure could start. So let's say we currently have finished up wave 1, that would mean that we are currently in a potential wave 2, right? Wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. So this means that potentially, as long as Ethereum against Bitcoin doesn't fall beneath this bullish order block on a 3-day time frame, I am bullish and I'm expecting a potential impulsive 5-wave structure towards the upside to start for Ethereum against Bitcoin. And that would mean that Ethereum against Bitcoin would be very strong, and that automatically means that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin and that Ethereum could potentially run towards $3,000. So in today's video, we discussed if Ethereum is ready for $3,000, and I do think that it is. That would also mean that altcoins also should outperform Bitcoin, and that you shouldn't focus on Bitcoin trade, but you should potentially focus on a mini altcoin season, and that you should focus on trading altcoins over Bitcoin. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you guys do have any questions after watching today's YouTube video, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Also make sure to smash up the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's YouTube video. Ciao, ciao!